Hello everyone, Silverstruck here. Welcome to the Silverstruck channel and yet another video on my all-time favorite subject, the Engelhard Prospector round. I'm not entirely certain how many videos I've done on this subject, but I know it's been many. And that includes the first video I ever posted here on YouTube. That was on the standard production rounds from 1982 to 1987. And if you go back and watch that video, you may notice that at that point in time in my stacking and collecting journey, I don't even have the rare key date 1983 round in my stack. Of course, I do these days, thanks to a couple lucky visits to the LCS and also some wonderful community members here that traded with me. So these days I have plenty of the 1983 rounds in my stack. If you follow my channel, you'll also know that I do collect the proof prospectors. For those of you that do not know, Engelhard did strike proofs, and they struck 8 different proofs. So there are 8 in the series to collect. I've been able to collect 5 of 8, so I only have 3 more rounds to go ahead and find. 2 of the rounds recently came back from Anacs, so I'm going to do a grade reveal in just a little bit and show you 2 of the rounds that came back. We're going to add them here into the collection. Before I get into that, let's talk a little bit about the differences with the standard production rounds, because it is going to have some relevance to the subject of talking about the proofs. So we'll start here with this key date round. There's only really one key date in the standard production rounds, and that's the 1983. And that's followed up by the 1987. But the 83 is definitely the hardest to find. In 1983, they had the Big E reverse. And now you know why I'm wearing gloves, so I can keep the fingerprints off of the 1983. The 87 here in a capsule. This is just a really great example of the 87. So this would be the second of the hardest dates to find. And in 1987, we had the Eagle reverse. Many of you are already going to know a lot of this information, but there were 2 different reverses that Engelhard used. Earlier on, it was the Big E reverse, and then later they went to the Eagle reverse. One of my favorite parts of the collection here is an original tube of Engelhard rounds. As you can see the Engelhard logo right there. And I have a tube of 1984s. So when Engelhard put out the tubes, there were tubes of 25. So these 1984s or exactly how they were struck back in 1984. These are brilliant uncirculated, just beautiful examples. You can see here that these are the Eagle reverse. 84 is a really interesting year for Engelhard. In 1984, they actually started the year with the Prospector round in a Big E reverse and then switched over to the Eagle. So I have both in the stack. But the original tube, of course, is all the Eagle reverses. Another notable item to collect in this series would be the original packaging for the 1982s. And as you can see here, this one's spotted up quite a bit. And I'm pretty sure it's because this packaging actually isn't safe for silver. Probably contains some PVC in there. You can see 82 obviously has the Big E reverse instead of the Eagle reverse. So these packages are interesting, and oftentimes when you do find rounds in the original packaging, you're going to see that spotting occur pretty much on all of them that I've seen anyway. So now that we've done a quick recap of the different reverses used in the standard production rounds, this will all tie together when I talk about the proofs. So let's do a quick recap of the rounds I have here to show. And here we have the first in the series. This one is a 1982, and you can tell the proofs basically because you're going to have really deep mirrored fields and frosty devices. You can see the frosting is very prominent on this round. This one's first year of issue, 1982. And this one is graded in PF67, and so you can see the reverse. Definitely that frosted finish really pops on those details right there. So this one I was able to get through a community trade with 3 toes. He's very gracious to let me purchase this 1982 as he had a duplicate. So next up, the second one I stacked is this 1985. Beautiful, beautiful round. We flip this over to its reverse. You can see in 85 it is the Eagle reverse. This one graded a PF 69, so really good condition 1985. Now the three rounds that I have out to the graders, as I was saying, I have two of them back. The third one won't be back for a while, and that's that Canadian Prospector that I've recently shown. So let's have a look at the rounds that I was able to get back from Anacs recently here. I'm going to start with this one right here. You can see we have a 1986. So this 1986 is in really good shape, but you can see there's a little spot right above the date, 1986. So I was worried about that spot for the grading, and the reverse is in excellent condition. So what did this round grade out as? Check it out, a proof 68. So I was very, very happy with that grade. It is a beautiful round. The reason why I bother to have these slabbed and graded is twofold. It's to just verify a high grade condition, but mostly it's to protect the round, because these again are very rare rounds, so I want them as preserved as possible and protected. Now the second round I have to show is one of the more rare ones. This is a 1983. It's very, very pretty, beautiful round. Check out the reverse. And this one is an Eagle reverse. I'm going to get into that in just a moment. Let's check out the grade. And we also got a 68. So PF 68. So in 1983, for the proofs, they had the big E reverse, but in 83, Eagle reverse is the only time this reverse was used, was actually in 1983 for the Engelhard Prospector, was in this proof. So this one is a mintage of only about 100, and a very hard round to be able to find and collect. So I just find it fascinating that Engelhard actually used the Eagle reverse a full year before taking that reverse and placing it on the 1984 standard production round. So just an interesting little bit of Engelhard history, and just super grateful to have been able to collect that round. So I only have three more of those proofs to go. The 1984, which is the rarest key date with a mintage of only 50. And then, of course, 1983, they produced two different proofs, which is also very interesting. So there is a big E reverse to collect in the 1983 proofs. And then, of course, the hardest round, I think, that I'm gonna have a lot of trouble finding, because I've never actually seen one anywhere, is that 1988 Summit Bancorp. That one's going to be interesting. So we'll see what happens. I'm in this collection for the long haul, so hopefully someday I'm able to run across the last three rounds that I need. So if you're still watching and I haven't bored you to tears about droning on with these Engelhard Prospectors, I thank you very much for your viewership. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section, and as always, thank you so much for watching.